Glad I didn't paste that for people. I don't know what that is.
Hey, how are you, everybody? We are live. And I am so excited because this queen right here knows a lot, but it's not about the knowing, it's her knowing her. It's her unleashing her. It's her unveiling every side of her that we get to experience. If you don't know, Christine Gale is a badass lawyer, mama, wife, like actually kind of like a preacher, like one of those women that you can tell anything to, and that she is right there holding space for you, loving on you, and then calling your ass out because it's time to get stuff done. If you are going through thinking about divorce, is it even possible to have the empowering divorce? Because the world wants to tell us we're gonna suffer, it's a hard thing to do, all these things. But I have someone that wants to share how you can be empowered, how you can be inspired, even in the midst of what feels like caca. Guys, I'm so happy to share with you, Christine Gale. Listen, honey, I know who you are. I feel who you are, but who are you really?
Well, thank you so much for having me. Ever since the first moment that I met you and got to experience your energy, I don't know about anybody else, but I was leaning in and hungry for more because I think kindred spirits find each other, right? And so who am I really? I am really a woman with a passion to empower, equip, and educate other women. That's first and foremost. Well, first and foremost, I'm a wife to Sean and a mama to four amazing young women, 22, 20, 18, and 16-year-old women. So I run my own girl gang. So I have an extra special and extra powerful passion to equip even my own young women to live empowered lives. So that's my priority, right? But then underneath that, and the reason I'm here is I am a very experienced family law attorney with a really unique approach to divorce. It sets me apart. It makes me a really unique approach. It makes me a little bit different. Sometimes people don't get me, but the people who need me, they get me. So my approach to divorce is that I believe you should have an empowered divorce. I believe you should have the right mindset, and that is my passion.
Yes, absolutely. And as you were talking, I wanted to make sure that I highlighted Sean, because Sean is definitely the type of man that in his own alignment, first of all, has his own mastermind, right? Like he does a mastermind for men to find their own empowerment. And the reason I'm saying that is you look at somebody like Christine, you feel Christine, because Christine is like, yes, I can just imagine you walking into your courtroom and like, exactly, I can already see you on TV, a Netflix series. Like, this is how it's gonna judge, excuse me. And I don't even know some of these terms, but the fact that you know a lot of this stuff empowers my heart to know that there can be peace, even in the midst of confusion, because I didn't get to have that person next to me for my divorce. It was like a death in so many ways. It was like I felt failure. So let's talk about this. I want to talk about specifically those feelings. So I was the praise and worship leader at our church. My ex-husband was the evangelist at our church. Ladies, I'm sure Christina's heard it all the types of people, right? And he liked to evangelize women, a lot of them. He like behind closed doors. And I didn't really want to believe that because I said, God, why? Why, God, would you give me this person when I thought this was my partner, right? And so 7 years later, when I started working out, 7 years later, when I started empowering myself, and it took a long time for me to want to empower myself because I felt like crap. 7 years later is when I started seeing the possibility. But here we have a package, guys. Christine is going to take you from boom to boom in a shorter period of time, because no woman should have to suffer alone. Christine, talk to us about those women that come to you that like, oh my God, he did this, he did that, he did, whatever he or she, I don't know, did this. What is the first thing that you would say before you even start writing notes on legalities?
It's okay. So there's so much gold there in what you shared. And I want to take it a point at a time, if I may.
Yes, please.
Because I want to go back to what you had said to me about who am I really? And then you brought up that you were the praise and worship leader. I have a very odd niche in that I'm part of an evangelical church out here in Northern Illinois where I live. And so it's very rare to find a Christian divorce attorney. So I just want, first of all, to lean in and like love on you, because there is an extra layer of, maybe not extra layer, a different layer of pain when you experience something like you've experienced, and you combine it with your spirituality and your relationship with God, and there's some questioning that goes on. So I just wanted to first honor that, tell you that I have a lot of unique experience with that. I've actually been called the church divorce lady, which is not a moniker I ever wanted, not one I really treasure, but at the same time, I value that because I bring even something spiritual to the divorce process, okay? So that's the first thing, a little bit more about who I am really. But then more than that, you asked me like, how do I do that when someone comes to me and they're like word vomiting, they're heart vomiting, like it's painful. And I'll tell you what I do that makes me very different, because I've sat in on a lot of consultations with other attorneys as I was learning the ropes. What I do is I always have pens, always colorful ones, but I have pens down and I sit back and I just say, tell me why you're here. And sometimes I get people looking at me like, you're a divorce attorney, right? Like, and it kind of breaks the mood a little bit and cracks them up. I kind of put them at ease, but then I tell them, I cannot help you. I cannot teach you. I cannot train you. I cannot lead you or be your advocate until I hear your story. And so what I do is I just listen. I listen. And in this course in Demystifying Divorce, I have brought all of my years of experience of listening and gathering stories and having that be my priority, because I want women's voices to be the most important voice in the room when it comes to divorce. I want them to understand that their voice matters. And in this course, I teach women how to find their voice, how to get comfortable using their voice, and then how to employ their voice throughout the process. And it starts for me by listening. If you have an attorney that you're meeting with who wants to blah, 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 because we attorneys use a lot of words and we talk really fast. And a lot of times we're all about impressing you. I mean, you see these fancy degrees on the wall, they don't make me more important than my clients. And I always tell them that this is an interview, a hiring interview, and I'm the one trying to be chosen for this job. And so from the get-go, I help women understand that their voice, their story, their desires, their needs, their fears, they are prime. They are above me and my stuff. And once I do that, that is the first step towards helping women have an empowered divorce experience, whether they hire me or whether they don't. It's about listening and elevating.
Girl, I took half a page of notes on that. Guys, what you're feeling, what you're sensing, what you're hearing, right? Maybe you're even tasting a cup of coffee while you're watching us. This is who she is. She is trustworthy. She is open. She is honest. She is resilient. She is resourceful. She ain't going to take no for an answer. If you say you can't, she's going to show you 12 ways to get there. The question is, are you ready? Are you ready to let go of what the world has told us has to happen, right? Because the world has all these scary things that divorce, your kids are going to be insane, all these things, when all these things are the opportunity for us to grow, connect, love, and remember. So I want, guys, for you to hear women's voices are the most important reason why they're there. And I like that you said you're being interviewed. Like, ladies, if you have gone to talk to a lawyer and you're, in that space of almost brokenness, right? Because you already feel shitty. I'm just going to say the word, going into a lawyer's office. Because I went into a lawyer's office and I was like, I see what I could do, but does my heart feel that? Like, do I feel like I want to do that, right? And you go into an office and they're giving you all the regalia, all the rules, all the whatever it is, and they haven't heard your voice. I'm gonna say this right now, you're in the same relationship. Patterns are the same. Patterns are the same, okay? Go into a space with someone like Christine who wants to do that. So I have a question for you. Tell me what the course like involves. Like, who like are you calling? Like, is it the woman that already went through it, about to go into it? Like, where are we at in this transition?
Okay, thank you for that. I want to touch on something before I give into specifics, because you said something really important there. Oftentimes when women, I'm gonna say humans, but I'm obviously focusing on women. So when women are facing divorce, it's about white knuckle. How do I survive this? I just want to survive. I don't want to die. I don't want you mentioned death. And in demystifying divorce, it's a totally script flipped approach to divorce, because I believe, and I have years, decades of experience in this, that it is not about surviving, but it is about thriving. And it is not only possible, but it is probable. Because in demystifying divorce, I've created what I'm calling a divorce restoration framework. So who is this course for? This course is for women who are thinking about divorce. This is courses for women who are like, divorce is right there on the horizon, or it's just been filed. This course is for women who are in the midst of divorce, because there's so much gold in here to help women, even as they're going through divorce and navigating the process. Because I will tell my women, you always have options. You can always pivot. So even if you're in let's say you're in a legal relationship with somebody and your gut's telling you something isn't right, you take my course, you go, oh, I wish I'd known that then. It is not too late to pivot and course correct. So in regards to women who are finishing the process or just on the other side of the process, I've got courses coming up for those women called Who Am I Now? We're not there yet, but please plant that seed, because Who Am I Now? This passion project that I'm working on is going to help those women who've come out of divorce find their voice and begin designing their compelling future, which is actually the last session in Demystifying Divorce is about revival. It's about starting that process of rebuilding. That's right. So the framework for this course is preparation for divorce. And we're going to talk about mental and emotional preparation, which is the foundation of everything I do. Financial preparation, finding your right attorney. That's module 1. Okay, those 3 sessions. Module 2 is about the divorce roadmap. I did this in a series of free videos. If you haven't got them, I'll put the link in my Facebook. Get in there, free set of 3 videos that walked you through divorce from start to finish. In session 4, we dive a lot deeper into the steps along the roadmap of divorce. Session 5, I am just... I'm so excited about. So session 5 is called Working on You During the Divorce. And working on you during the divorce, and you're going to love this, Emil, I know. I am going to lead women through Byron Katie's The Work and how they can employ these 4 life-changing questions. I got goosies. These 4 life-changing questions while they're in the crucible of divorce. And I don't want to give away too much, but suffice it to say, it's my favorite session of the entire course. And then number 6, we're going to talk about shepherding your beautiful kiddos through the divorce process. It's just a primer. It's not, it could be a course in and of itself, but it's an absolute necessity. And then we get to module 3, the 3rd triangle on the divorce restoration framework is revival. It's about rebuilding. I teach and train my clients from day 1. And I always tell them they're free to not hire me, but if they're going to hire me, healing begins day 1. So
Yeah.
we start that with mental and emotional preparation, and it's a theme that goes throughout all the modules. But in this final set of sessions, we talk about rebuilding your post-divorce tribe. This is a pain that almost all of my clients have. Who in the heck am I now when I'm a third wheel? I don't have a spouse. Who are my friends? I've lost all these people. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if I fit in. We talk about rebuilding your post-divorce tribe. We talk about rebuilding your financial house. And then we get to who am I now, which is about reclaiming your voice. And I give women tools to start designing their compelling futures. It's just a radically different approach to divorce. And I'm so excited. Can you tell?
Girl, can I feel? Like, do I have a pulse? Guys, do you have a pulse? Like, even if you're not in the divorce thing, I want to take the course just because of the passion of it, right? The outcome of this revival, rebuilding, financial house. Because even if you're not in a divorce, my question to you is your marriage fun, engaging, passionate? Do you want to tear each other's clothes off? Are you in love and enlightened and enlivened? And if you're not, but you don't want a divorce, that would be me talking to you about that. But if you are in a divorce, because guys, I was there. It was a death. It took me physically, emotionally, and spiritually to heal 7 years after I left him, after the leaving, was I able to heal at the root level. That's a long time. But with Christine, guys, we can do this quicker and faster. And I'm just going to boast. You know why, Christine? Why, Christine, are you so intentional on creating your magical marriage, on your beautiful purpose in life? Can you share with us? And I'm going to boast. So if you don't drop a name, I'm going to drop a name.
Well, I think this is the part where I get emotional, because I could come at this, of course, as just this divorce attorney. Look at all this experience I have. I've worked with all these women, but I need women to understand that I am not just a divorce attorney, that I have stood on the precipice, on the edge of divorce many, many times. Staying in this marriage is nothing short of a miracle. My stick-to-itness and frankly, being a divorce attorney has actually been something that has anchored me into the fight to save a marriage that has been destructive and painful. Like low torch to bare skin, painful. I have, before I went back to work, I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. My parents lived on a farm. I sat in the pasture nursing my newborn babe when I had 6'4", and new, because I had left and I wasn't sure I could stay. And I was terrified. I couldn't provide for my children. I had to break their hearts. And then we went through a period of separation where we didn't tell the children, and he slept in the basement. Like, I understand the bewilderment intimately in my core. Just because I didn't take the divorce across the finish line doesn't mean I don't understand how terrifying, how soul splitting it is, how you take all those bullets and you protect your children and you take all of them until you can't anymore. And then you have to tell the children that he's got to move out. And then you've got to deal with the fallout of that. I say all that because I want women to know that I know that I know. And that's where my passion comes from, because I never want another woman to sit in a pasture nursing her newborn babe, believing she has to stay because she has no choice. I want my daughters to know they have options. I want women to know they have options. And I don't want them waiting 7 effing years to get up off their butt and start working out and start taking care of themselves. We cover all that in session 1, Yamil. Move your body, move your soul, connect with your creator. All of that is done at the very beginning of the process. You don't have to wait. And I know what it's like to have that fear. And this course will go so far to giving women the tools. You have to do the work. Can't do it for you. Can't do it for you. But my marriage, where it's at now, because I've done a lot of different work. And I think that's where you were going. And I'm in it for the long haul. but I know that I have all the tools and resources I need should things happen differently. I'm ready, and I want other women to be ready too.
Guys, look, I'm over here dropping like tears, like dang, because we both know what it is to feel broken, feel alone, feel disempowered, disengaged. And even in this marriage that I have right now, if it was not for Tony Robbins, if it was not for Tony Robbins in 2017, walking on fire, reminding me what is possible within us, I'm telling you, this process I would have been divorced again. And so you want someone that has been through it, not just physically, divorcing that person, but emotionally thinking they're divorcing and they're living with the person, guys, and have kids that look like each other, right? So I put, guys, in here, it's called Conversations in the Dark. I want you to listen to that song, because if you're on here live, if you are on here even afterwards, and you still need to hear your soul, your God, the universe speaking to you, I want you to listen to that song and say, what's next? What is possible? And let me tell you, Christine has those different ways for you to see how marvelous you are and how marvelous this will be for you and your children and the generations to come. So let's demystify divorce together, guys. Christine, can you drop the link into the live right now so that they could see that? I want you to go ahead. The link is going to tell them what that link specifically will do so that they can get in contact with you and all that stuff.
Okay, so the link that I'm gonna drop into the live, theoretically, because this is a come along with us kind of approach, and I'm still learning. So if it's not in the live, I promise I'll get it into the Facebook. I promise. And if not, please go to my Facebook. It's Christine Salisbury Gale. It's long, but if you just type in Christine Gale, I'll pop right up. But this link that I'm going to be dropping in there is to my 3 videos. It's a free series of videos that is called the Divorce Roadmap, and you get a PDF with it, and it's literally a road, and it walks you through all the different steps on the divorce legal process. Okay. So that's what this link is. But tomorrow, my course is going live. And I will be posting it everywhere I possibly can. I'll be tagging Yamil in it. Please go check it out. I have, this is such a passion project, such a labor of love. I joined what was called Knowledge Business Blueprint back in April of 2019 with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, when they first started this self-education revolution. And I am, after 4 long years, finally launching this course. I finally got clarity. I finally got passion. And I'm just funneling it all towards you. I want you to be changed. This divorce roadmap will give you a little taste of my teaching style, a little taste of my approach. It's not just a how-to, it's a come along with me. It's a let me lead you through spiritually, emotionally, in your head, in your heart. And it'll give you an idea of whether or not my approach to divorce is for you. So I'm super excited to share that with you.
Awesome. It's going to be in the link. I think I just saw it. Yes. Thank you so much for dropping it there. Guys, this is it. This is all play. If we are not having fun in life and experiences and connections, then we're kind of doing it wrong. It's time, guys, to connect with people that have been through the muck, have cleaned it up, have responded to it in a way that empowers billions. I am looking forward to seeing you guys on the flip side and to just debunk, can we rebuild? Can we have a revival? Can we design a compelling future even after divorce? I say yes. I dropped in the comments as well about how I am in competition to be on the cover of a magazine, Miss Fitness Health. Why? Because I choose to be around women like Christine. I choose to be called out by women like Christine and say, we are going to share. We are going to share from our soul because we're here for that. Christine, yes. Any final words?
Okay, so my final words are, Tony Robbins says proximity is power, and I absolutely believe it. And I want to add a little something to it. Proximity isn't just power. Proximity leads to peace. Who you choose to surround yourself with, you want people who are going where you're going. You want people who are living as you choose to live. You might be in the crucible of divorce. You might feel like you're experiencing a death, like everything's falling down. You have to make a choice for what is not just best for you, but for your little people and for your generations to come. Proximity is power. Who you choose to be around also can lead you to peace, or it can do the opposite. So choose wisely. And in demystifying divorce, you're going to get the tools to have a radically different experience with divorce, like you've never heard, never seen, and maybe never experienced for yourself.
Oh, girl, we'll see you all on the flip side. So much love. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Look, my baby's on here. Casey McBride, proximity is power. Choose your peer groups. I love it.
Right.
Bye, guys.